Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. You already know what it is. It's Combat and Kick It, and we are talking Beterbiev and BIVOL, the controversial decision of the weekend. Great fight. Overall, it was a really good fight. It was a good fight for being the first light heavyweight undisputed title fight since 1999. Little fun fact there. So it was a good fight for that. Definitely showed two guys top tier, in their prime. No excuses, no BS behind it except for the decision. Those guys did exactly what they both needed to do, went in there and fought their asses off. But I wanted to talk about the decision. I want to break down and review this fight a little bit, so let's get into it. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to start this off by saying I believe that BIVOL won. I felt BIVOL landed the more significant shots. He landed more of the shots. And I think a lot of the power shots that look like they were landing, that like moved BIVOL and stuff like that, if you look closely, they were really hitting arm. Like, Beterbiev was hitting a lot of arm in those combinations, landing like 1 out of the 4 or 5 punches he was throwing in those combinations, right? And they weren't damaging shots. They were just shots to kind of scoop BIVOL back for a second. And then BIVOL's right back on it with a combination himself, right? He was landing much more on the jab. He was landing much more on the straights. He was throwing good body punches, right? You could tell Beterbiev's power in there is definitely like something to be aware of. And you could tell BIVOL was being smart of it. He was being weary of it. I was definitely noticing in the first round, I'm like, okay, he's kind of definitely sizing him up, trying to make sure that he is not too close in the range to let this power get through, right? I thought BIVOL fought a great fight. Right, the best type of fight you can fight against a guy who has 100% finish rate. Like, that's the best type of fight you can fight unless you finish him yourself. And BIVOL's not a big, huge knockout puncher, right? I think he has 12 KOs or something like that. Not a lot of KOs, but when it comes to being technical, he is one of the best in the world. He really is, and I truly believe that overall he won that fight. He won that fight. But the thing that pisses me off about this, right? It was close. It was close. So you want to have it either way. That's fine. Because it was close. But the one judge having it 116 to 112, I got to ask, what fight were you watching, my friend? Real shit. What were you watching? 116 to 112 in favor of Beterbiev? Or Beterbiev? I don't know how his name is actually pronounced. It seems like everybody pronounces it different. But I just don't think so. Just don't think so. 116 to 112. The other scorecards, we had one judge scored the contest 114 to 114. Judge Glenn Feldman scored the contest 115 to 113, which is, it would have made more sense if you're talking about 115 to 113 in favor of BIVOL in that one. That's what I would have had. I just don't think those shots that looked like they were landing heavy from Beterbiev were really landing. Obviously, he landed some good shots. He marked BIVOL up. Two light heavyweights, two strong-ass dudes, man. Of course it's going to happen if he lands a shot. But 116 to 112 is baffling to me. That's baffling to me. Because I don't know what fight you were watching. That fight was way too close to even be 116 to 112. But I still would have had it in favor of Dimitry Bicol. I just, like I said, landed the better shots, landed the better combinations, right? He was pressuring a lot, you know. I mean, you would think Beterbiev would have been the guy pressuring more with the power, but he was pressuring a lot. Beterbiev really didn't start landing anything of effect, true effect, or true, like, that looked effective until the last few rounds, in my opinion. Besides that, BIVOL coasted all the way through and was winning the fight easily on points, in my opinion. So that's how I feel about that. Could have been closer to a draw type shit. I don't even know. I like, could have been closer to a draw than 116 to 112 in my opinion. But I definitely have BIVOL winning that fight. They have to run that back. That's such a big matchup, and I think after seeing how good that first fight was, you can market it more now. More people are going to want to see it. A lot of people were in favor of BIVOL with that one, so everybody's going to kind of join in to see this fight because it's big. It's huge. You're talking about undisputed championships. I don't think they put enough emphasis on an undisputed championship. This is for all the marbles, so it's huge. And I think BIVOL definitely deserves the immediate rematch. I feel like either way it would have went. They have to run it back. It's just too big of a matchup to not run it back, and there's really nobody else that's making too much noise right now, so they can definitely run it. So run this one back. Get a true decisive winner. I'm sure at that point you'll end up getting a third fight some way, somehow, unless Beterbiev, Beterbiev, whatever you want to say. Unless he knocks him out, there's no... You're probably going to see a third fight. Other than that, you'll see a third fight. But congrats to Beterbiev. He got it done. I mean, at the end of the day, we can talk about the scorecards and everything like that. I can disagree with him. I can disagree with the decision. But the decision was made, and that man got the win. So, like I said, it was a close enough fight to go. It could have gone either way. I could see it, right? But to have the score the way that it was scored, and in my opinion, I have BIVOL winning. But I can see how people would go either way. Just the score at 116 to 112, that wasn't it. And that wasn't it really on either end, in my opinion. Maybe 115 to 113. 115 to 113, 115 to 113. Unanimous decision, straight to Dimitry Bicol. But I'm not a judge. They don't pay me for that. No one pays me for that. You can see that Eddie Hearn was pissed. Eddie Hearn was super pissed about the decision. Right? He feels like it was a complete robbery. And I kind of agree with what Caleb Plant said. It's not that big of a robbery when the fight was that close. But scoring wise, you got to be better on a judge. Judges got to be better than that. Cannot be scoring a fight that was that close, 116 to 112. Can't. No way. But either way, that's my little review of it. I didn't get to see the fight on night of, but I watched it back. Got my own opinion on it, broke it down. I'm going to watch it again, see if I hold the same opinion. But either way, I want a rematch. The fight was good enough and intrigued me enough to want a rematch. So run that back. But either way, that's it for this episode. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando is out. Peace.